Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is I Love You, Say It Back. It's the podcast, our 2-year anniversary happening. Turn it on up. Oh, the claps, the applause. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're far too kind. Who is that? Name the rapper. Thank you. You're far too kind. It's Jay-Z. I don't know why that always takes me. You're far too kind.
If you would have used that voice the first time, I would have knew you were talking about.
I sound exactly like Jay-Z.
Yeah, you're far too kind. Maybe. I thought it was some Indian guy.
Maybe I should spend more time rapping, and then be like, if I can do that voice, I can replicate it and just replicate his career.
100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening to the podcast and you're like, hey, that voice sounds familiar, that is the voice of our producer, Eric, who is back in the house. Yeah.
I love that.
Hey, hold on. That is the sound of producer Eric. Oh, wait. Back in the house. Well, thank you for being here.
Those are cool. I remember that was one of the biggest. You're like, hey, how do we use these?
You know what's funny is that I still haven't figured out. Clearly, I'm pressing buttons and I'm like, well, one of these will be
how did
it.
they get here?
I'm going to start labeling them like cricket. But yeah, this is our 2-year anniversary podcast. We felt it was appropriate with the event that we have coming up tomorrow, which you still have time to RSVP if you're listening to right now and you haven't. Make some time. Get together with your friends, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your baby daddy, your side piece, whoever it is, your family. I'm gonna have my family come out there. My mom's gonna come out there. I told her, I was like, man, I'm excited about the number of people that RSVP'd. We had a certain number in mind, and we exceeded that by more than double. And then it was even more today. And then, like I said, every day we've been averaging a cool little amount. But I thought, we got to talk about let's talk about the event, what people can expect, and who better to join us today than one of the guys who helped us start the whole thing all together. Eric, before we get into you, let me just remind the people, this is what we call housekeeping stuff. To anybody who's listening for the first time, please, if you have not subscribed, please jump up on it. If you're listening on Spotify, hit that subscribe button. We're dropping all kinds of episodes. We're going to see if it's possible, but we may be doing a little bit of a mini episode tomorrow out at the venue at Bottle Shock. So we'll talk about that. But, we're dropping this podcast. We're dropping the podcast on Sundays for football with Pri and John. And so if you want to keep up to date with everything, please just hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you jump on there on Apple, on Spotify, on iHeart, wherever it is that you're listening. Get those notifications. Also, if you're not following us on socials, at ILY Say It Back Pod. I'm at Vic D Radio. Go ahead, follow our producer, Eric. What's your at?
Life of Evera, LIFEOFEVERA.
There you go.
And the creative crew, creative with a K, crew with a C.
There you go. So follow the boy, follow the pages, and let's get into it, man. So I'm glad you're with us, first of all. It's been, I don't know what's it been, 7 months, 8 months? It honestly feels longer than that.
I think it might be longer I don't know. Because when you set this up, you set it up pretty quick, right? Or you took a little hiatus?
No. So that's when I don't know if I've talked about this publicly, but when I went from the old studio to this studio, it was going to take, I thought it was going to be a lot quicker, but it took about a month to get this studio ready to go. So do you remember what we did then is went on what we called, we're going on a studio tour. So I just went to different businesses.
You did? You did do the studio tour.
Only because this studio wasn't ready.
It was giving, because I was like, there was a gap time. And keep in mind, if it sounds crazy that I don't know what happened, it's just like me and Vic were always so busy. This is what he was working on. I was working on so much stuff. We just kind of both been doing our thing and working towards all the stuff we've been wanting to do. So
absolutely, it's been great. So so that was the whole thing. This wasn't ready, so we went on that studio tour, which is funny because the studio tour, I mean the business tour, whatever that we did with the podcast tour, turned out to be one of the best things that we've done. And we're actually, I guess we can talk about it now, but like once this whole thing passes, we're looking to hit another 4 or 5 spots. So if you guys have some ideas of places and businesses that you want us to go interview, please let us know. We're looking to book another 4 to 5 and have fun with it and get to meet people and businesses, and that'll be a lot of fun. So I guess we'll talk about that now.
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
before we get into all that, just quickly want to remind you guys, 2-year anniversary is happening. At the time you're listening is going to be tomorrow because it's going to be Friday. A little bit of what to expect. Our producer Eric is going to be there. The 2 boys that we have on the Sunday podcast is going to be there. C's is going to be there. He's going to be doing some comedy. We have Tyson Paul, Anthony Haggerty, Ivan, I believe his last name is Sanchez, and then we added a comedian at the Funny Rivers. His name's Anthony also. So we got a great lineup of boys, just a lot of fun. And can I be totally honest?
Yeah.
Is this a safe space?
Yeah.
So I mean this like in the absolute best way possible. So I was explaining to you kind of the number of people that we expected. We were like, okay, this is what it is. So we created an event kind of like to target, I don't know, somewhere around 80 to 100 people, right? We were like, all right, that's a good, I've seen some of the venues for comedy shows and everything, and sometimes they're smaller, sometimes they're right around there. And I was like, if we can get that many, that's a great number. So it's grown a lot bigger than that. And I don't think I was prepared for the amount of people that RSVP'd. And I was like, so in other words, if I had known or done this, I probably would have tried to do a little bit more, try to get maybe another comedian, maybe add more to the show. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you something, folks, if you're listening to the podcast, this is exclusive info that you're only gonna get here. There's been like what we've done in the last like week and a half to prepare for this thing has been kind of a miracle. I showed you there's going to be a new spot, there's like a glam, it's called Glambots. I showed it to Eric. Glambot. So you've probably seen these on the red carpet. It's like a robot arm camera thing that like comes at you, then it records in super slow-mo. They reached out once we started talking about the event. I mean, not them. They reached out to one of our friends who then reached out and she said, hey, there's a person who just got it into Bakersfield, first of its kind. Do you want to have it at their event? So she's been incredible. Thank you, Julie, for that. And so they're going to be out there. We're going to do like the whole photo shoot, going to have a backdrop, going to have merch available. Talked about how we're dropping I showed you the fall collection hat. I'm excited about that. So lots of little things. And plus, I want you to be there. I want Pre and John and C's. I want people who've been on the podcast. I want people to be able to like, hey man, like I've heard you. And you more than anybody, because people got to actually know you through the time that we spent together. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, the episode, if I'm gonna ask you a question. Uh-huh. If I were to say, guess what episode people still talk to me about to this day, I wonder if you'd be able to guess.
I had it. I don't know if it was a Valentine's Day episode. Or I know it was when you brought up, I think it was like a relationship topic or something, but with women.
It was love languages.
Love languages. And I honestly, bro, people still hit me up. They're like, we loved like you and Vic's conversations. You guys were always so like opposite and like genuine like about it. Like we have 2 different personalities when it comes to like our emotions and like how we express things and the way we are. So I still get like women hitting me up about like how like they love listening to like our
dude, and the best part about that is like we never planned it where it's like, all right, you take this side and I'll take this side. Like the best part is people will see right through that. They'll be like, you guys are full of shit. You don't really believe that. And it's like, no, truly, I hate cuddling, and this motherfucker loves cuddling.
Like,
and he's like,
come here, keep me warm. And a lot of people don't know this part either. So some behind the scenes stuff to show people how candid everything was. I would like, sometimes we would get together literally like 30 minutes before the podcast. Those 30 minutes were him like, I know what I need to do. I just have to rewrite it down. So I'm organized. And I'm like, all right, whatever it is, bro, let's just do it. He would run through like what the podcast is. And that's how organic it was. It was never like a fully planned thing. Like these things aren't some like planned podcast where we're like, all right, we're going to talk about this and say this joke. Is it we just flow through it and like it's it's
No
genuine.
edits. We never
Yeah.
like, bro, hey, cut this out. The
Yeah.
truth to this day, never edited a single
Yeah.
podcast. So
Yeah.
proud of that. And it made it fun. I think we had a good, like really good chemistry
Oh,
throughout.
yeah.
But I do love that we came from, we're very similar in a lot of ways. But then when it comes to certain things, it's like we're completely different.
Yeah,
And
I think in the way like we go with our direction of passion and also like having our own direction and wanting to do it our way is like very connected like to who we are. But I think that's what kind of drove us together. Where I was like, oh shit, dude, like you really want to do this. Like more than anything, it was I was like, I can't not help Vic. One, he's a good dude. Two, Daniel sent him and like he's a good guy. And I was like, if you hear you talk about what you wanted to do, and I remember some roadblocks in the beginning where you're kind of like, this wasn't happening the way you wanted. And like now that you've met me and we've like created like a friendship, you're like, oh, like there's no way Eric would have not helped me, like, you know, in that scenario. So I feel like you were so passionate about it and I expressed that to you. I'm like, bro, we'll figure it out. Like, get ready and then we'll, you know.
Absolutely. You were the right person at the right time for the whole thing. So just to give you a little background on that story was like, and I think we've touched on it like a couple times, maybe in person, but the whole way now is a 2-year anniversary podcast. So I think it's appropriate to talk about it looking back 2 years, which by the way, our 2-year was actually, do you remember we dropped we already passed our 2-year. The 2-year was actually on, technically it's August 31st. I like to think about it as just September 1st, clean start September, but it really was August 31st. But the reason why we're doing it now is just because of venue things and like all that. But anyways, the whole thing, like I knew I wanted to do a podcast. And like we've talked about this a million times where it's like, how many, you know, there's a joke like everybody's got a podcast, huh? Well, that's true. Everybody can and will start a podcast and there's a billion of them out there. But I think the thing that you were, when I say like you were the right person at the right time, it's like you knew I wanted to do this. And I think one of the first things I emphasized to you, I was like, Eric, one of the most important things for me was to be consistent with it.
Yeah.
And from day one, you were always, you know, you were making time, we were making it work. And like you said, there was roadblocks and it was like the late nights we were up to like, you know, 5, 6 in the morning, just trying to figure things out.
And the worst part was the ones where it's like, all right, this is done. Hey, like the audio like kept going, or it's like, or this one stops. We got a PC to, or like, hey, it's not loading. Or when you were getting the platforms, it's like it hasn't improved yet. Like, there's so many things where it's like, then you're like, I can't drop the podcast, and like we got to do it next week. Like the first, all right, that was a good practice episode. We'll do the real one next week. Like it was like we were just doing every single step and going through. And it was much different trying to get everything set up for another person. When I did my first couple podcasts and they were strictly on YouTube, it felt so seamless because I knew exactly how I wanted it and I had it simple. Like you're like, I want my platforms, I want this. Like I need to have this all because your background what came from an organized setup.
Absolutely.
From front to back. And you knew how you like I always tell you, like, even when I talk about your products, like, yo, Vic is so organized. Like, he has, like, his own system down, you know? And, like, when I was doing my podcast, I wouldn't even write topics. I'd, like, do, like, bullet points. I have, like, 5 little bullet points, and that's it. And, like, it was just how it was. Like, you're organized, you're concise. You have, like, details that make the podcast fun, and you know how to run through, like, a show. You know what I'm saying? So those were the things I got to take from. I was like, hey man, like because you know what I was doing, I kind of put a lot of things on hold, and now I have the boxing media thing that I started, and that's going to be incorporated when I rebrand like a new podcast for that. Like take a lot of things I learned from seeing you do, how you're organized, how you're able to make sure you're ready by the time it's go time, you know? So
yeah, so cool. Much of it, and you've learned it. You experience enough to where it's like you can do something on your everyday life and you're just like, okay, I know that's something that I can talk about later. I know that's something that people relate to sitting at the waiting line or, at Target or whatever. You're like, I can do this and that. But
yeah,
the whole story, you know, kind of touching back on it was basically like, you know, I had quit my job and I wanted to start a podcast, and I didn't know how to do audio. I didn't know how to do visual. I didn't know how to do none of that. And I was asking people, and it felt like they didn't really understand what I was saying. And I'm like, have you not seen a motherfucking podcast? Like, this is what you do. This is not what I do. I'm asking people who are supposedly like in the media world, they're like, I don't know what that means. And I was like, so finally we were at, Vatos Tacos one day, and you were doing a shoot for him. You were doing something for him. It was like a Sunday football. And I was with my friend Dan, and he told me, he's like, hey, that guy does, he has a podcast and he has a studio and he has all that stuff. And I was like, give me his info. I was like, I'm gonna reach out to him. Let me
said, hey,
just
do you want to go on a date? I'm just kidding.
He said, you're kind of cute. And then I think we had a conversation shortly after that the next day. And I was like, hey, call me up. This is my idea. And you had like everything that I needed. But then we had to figure out like the distribution platform. We had to figure out like the whole process of editing. Yeah. And that to me was the worst part. But looking back now in 2 years, it's like one of the parts that you're just like, damn, like those are the kind of things that like you kind of look back on fondly. Although in the moment you're like, is this ever going to really happen?
Yeah. I feel like I knew everything and had everything together that you wanted. It's just that you had the finer details of what you want out of your podcast. So the platform things was something I didn't know about because I never wanted to distribute that way. And then I was like, wait, why wouldn't I be distributing that way? So like, it was the little things that I was like, Vic knows he's doing this the right way. So clearly I should like make sure I'm checking those boxes now too. That's what was a big reason. I was like, I'll put my stuff on hold and let Vic get his things going and help him like create this as a success because I gave my word on that. And then I could go back and take this knowledge in this new direction for what I'm doing, you know? So like we definitely benefited from the learning process of.
It was a mutual thing because I mean, obviously I learned a lot from your process of doing things like on the audio.
He literally you have like, 100%, bro. Like you were able to restart up once you chose to after leaving the studio. Like you had everything. You're like, all right, I have my, like you didn't have to call nobody. You didn't have to call me, be like, hey, how do I connect audio? Like, because my biggest thing was the Vic could vouch for this. I said, look, bro, I'll show you everything, but you're going to have to start doing it on your own, you know? And my purpose wasn't to be like, oh, I'm going to charge you like forever or anything like that. It was just, like, learn it, bro, and then like do it on your own. And if that's like the direction you're going, and he literally
fish. What is it? There's a fish reference.
Teach a person how to
give him fish. You
give
feed
him
him
a
for
fish
a
feed
day.
a day. Teach him how to fish. Feed him for a life.
Yeah, that's what it was, and that's exactly what that was.
Yeah. So because I was big on it, and you could. It's really hard learning new stuff, and you could tell you wanted to learn. I'm even trying to show him camera settings, and he's like. I'm like, hey, bro, did you remember? He's like, the shutter was. I'm like, all right, let's do it again.
I didn't remember anything.
Like,
I think my mom definitely took Tylenol when she had me.
So, like, I'm like, bro, if you want to, like, I was like, we're going to use the cameras, but you're going to have to learn how to set up the cameras. Like, we're going to do the audio, bro. Like, I did everything with him the way I like to learn, which is like hands on and then let me do it myself. So he did that enough to where, like, I would be on my phone chilling till he was ready to shoot the podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool.
It was a cool experience. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, we got to do and learn all that together. So it's fun to look back 2 years later. And then like I said, Eric's gonna be out there. So come out and hang out and do a lot of that stuff. A little bit of what people can expect is gonna be somewhat similar to it. I want to drop some stats. I think we talked about it. There's some numbers that we got to fine tune, but there's like, what is it like? A certain percentage of podcasts that start don't make it past a certain number.
1% of podcasts make it past the first episode.
Yeah. So essentially, like that was one of the, just to reiterate what I said a minute ago, is like that was the biggest thing because like, yeah, there's a lot that have just a few episodes. So when I told him, and he was like, yeah, no, this guy's serious about it. So that was cool. And then so we're going to be doing a little bit of conversation. I want to bring up Eric up on stage. I want people to kind of, you know, I'm sure they know what you look like. Social media is different, but like, you know, you can meet them, say hi and everything. And just, I'm excited for what this turned into. One, not only like the people that are coming, but like we were able to get the glam robot thing. We got the DJ who's going to be rocking all night. We were able to put together the comedy show. And folks, I'm going to tell you something. I'm so stupid and so dumb, and I've never put together anything like this. This is so out of my like element. But I was having dinner one time with a couple weeks ago with a good friend of mine, Eddie, who you know now, Bakersfield content creators, co-founder, and I was like, Eddie, I want to do more with the podcast. I want to do now. Here's some of the ideas that I have, and then I listed them, blank, blank, blank. And one of those things was like, our 2-year anniversary is coming up. And he's like, wait, before we do anything, he's like, what's this? When is this? And I was like, well, that's coming up in about a month. And he's like, focus on that. Let's do something with that. And then in a weird way, like I wanted to write it on there, but I was kind of scared to touch it because I was like, if I do this by myself, there's no way it gets anywhere because
it's hard. You need a team.
Yes, absolutely. And when he told me he was willing to help and, talk to people and figure out what we can do, then we're talking about venues and things like that. Then this whole thing kind of snowballed and it happened so fast. We got a date, we had, all these things, and it turned into this, and I'm really excited. And I hope you guys all come out and join us, take pictures. There's going to be the Glambot thing. There's going to be backdrops. There's going to be merch. There's going to be friends. There's going to be family. You know what the cool thing is?
Hold on, don't forget, we're doing a live podcast experience. So when you come, you can.
That's right.
Yeah, you'll be able to throw on some headphones, hear each other talk through the headphones, just like me and Vic are. So the purpose is you guys to get the experience of what we experience. Once you guys get there, if that's something you want to do, I'll be sitting down. You guys will be able to take some pictures or selfies, or maybe even record and post and tag everybody. So make it fun for everybody.
And that was your idea. That was your idea. That was a really cool thing because you're like, well, why don't we do some kind of like live podcast? And I was like, okay, let's talk about it. Let's elaborate.
At the core of what we're doing, So.
And I think a lot of people are curious about, doing a podcast or doing some kind of thing like that. So yeah, you'll be able to come out and then we'll probably take a couple mics out there. You can hear yourselves in the headphones and get a little photo op and do it. So there's going to be like fun things to do. Treat it as a mixer that's going to lead up to a comedy show. We got like local restaurants and local businesses that gave us some gift cards to give away. They're like, hey, we want to be a part of this. And that was one of the cool things about this whole thing altogether. It's like once we announced it, there was people that wanted to be a part of it that were like, hey, like, we enjoy what you've done, what you guys do, your clips, whatever it is. And if you guys are having this event, we'd love to be a part of it in any way, shape, or form. So it turned into this, and I'll be honest, I'm excited, but the last like 3 weeks have been like crazy.
It's
crazy.
dreadful.
Part of me is like,
the closer it gets, it's just gonna be like you kind of dread. It's almost, for me, it's like a birthday dinner. You invite all these people, and then like you're like, who's gonna be the people that don't show up or have the excuse, or like I reserved for 30, 10 showed up. Like it's just. There's so many elements, and I mean, but it's a good thing. It's a good feeling to have. It's good to feel anxious, and it's gonna turn out good. It's gonna be fun. Yeah,
so come out, join us for that. But I thought we'd do a little throwback, hit on a couple topics that kind of things that we used to do, just because there are some relevant things. Now we did touch on this on the football podcast, but I wanted to get your take on it because John was mega excited. Preet was like, I don't understand a thing that this motherfucker says. Bad Bunny headlining Super Bowl 2026. I wanted to get your thoughts on this. What are we thinking? Where are we standing? Are you excited?
I'm excited. Well, one real quick, you could get grandfathered in to working in the halftime show, and I think I'm finally gonna do it since it's San Francisco. My brother and my brother-in-law did the halftime show with Bruno Mars and Beyonce.
Wait, doing what?
They help you get to help do the whole field setup during halftime show. You're part of the production team of you can sign up for it, and then you have to be willing to be out there for 2 weeks, so your position. People holding the flag or whatever it may be, like, or helping move the stage out. They need help. They need manpower. So if you're able to commit,
you're not much of a man.
Yeah, they're like, we'll use you for giving people water.
We need 2 of you for half a man.
So I think this year I'm gonna do it. So. But
that would be so sick.
But you're just kind of in the tunnel during the game. I think until after halftime, then you kind of get to go to a space, but you're not necessarily like watching the first half of the game. You're just preparing to make sure But bro, what an experience still, you know?
Bro, you go out there and be like, I'm not gonna lie, those you try to be one of the like the backup dancers. They do some wild. The dudes
Yeah.
that dance, they're like doing their.
Okay. Well, I had
And
never
it's
seen them
like,
do that
whoa.
one. But so my opinion real quick on it. I think it's dope. I think it's cool. I think it'll be fun. It's different. I put this comment on social media and like some of my friends were seeing it, liking it on one of like these popular page posts. My thing is that like this guy was like, why we have Spanish or Latin people, like America's one of the biggest sports. Like why aren't we having like an American whatever or like English music? And to me, everyone knows this when you really break it down. Music has nothing to do with the language or the words. Most of us hear rap music and don't even know what they're saying, but we love the beat, we love the sound. We connect to music through cultures, through different languages, friends, family, events, and also most importantly, like the feeling. And like music connects us like as people and at the soul. Like it's never been I mean, it could be encouraging in like downtime, like if you're going through stuff, whatever it may be. But people connect to music in every part of the world. I don't think it's that. Number two, they try to talk. I don't know if you've seen that thing, but they're saying like, there will be ICE there, and if we get you, we'll detain you in a facility, and you will be going back home.
Fuck up.
And then people are in the comments are like, you do know Puerto Rico is part of the U.S., right?
Right, yeah, exactly.
Bad Bunny's Puerto Rican. He's not like from Mexico. So yeah, that's my take on it. I don't care. I mean, it's entertainment. The Super Bowl is known for entertainment. Bad Bunny's one of the biggest entertainers in the world, worldwide. He did 2 different world tours, different internationally and an American tour. Like, it's kind of a no brainer. Like, no matter how many, and it's actually good. We know this. What did you just always say before the podcast? Like whether it's
Just
good or
hit
bad,
re-
good or
So
exposure.
it's all part of the show.
Yeah, no. I'm saying like,
No bad press is like nope.
yeah, like you're still getting numbers through the conversations, people talking. You want people to delegate like some type of
Yeah, I was
debate,
way
you
off.
know. So I mean, it's good. It's all good.
Yeah, I like it too, man. I think,
Numbies.
and,
I was gonna do numbies. Like,
gonna do
bro,
numbies.
that's literally what this is for. It's
Yeah,
creating
because
the
you're gonna
hype.
watch it because you love it, or you're gonna watch it to be like,
now you're hating
fuck
like
these
yeah,
guys. and
exactly.
This
So-
is my country, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, it kind of is too because he's this part of the U.S.
Get out of here.
He's not speaking the way I
oh
speak,
my
and I don't
gosh.
like it. Well, but it's crazy because then you look at some of the past acts, it's like that nobody had a problem with, and it's just like, okay, well, if you're, first of all, if you didn't have a problem with it, like the Paul McCartney, not a U.S. citizen, Coldplay, not a U.S. citizen,
Exactly.
but you know,
It's
you
the English.
change up,
It's
yeah.
the English barrier.
And it's funny because those guys are definitely not, but this guy actually is a U.S. citizen. It's like, well, what's going on here? But anyways, so yeah, I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to break records, just like pretty much
100%.
every Super Bowl moving forward.
Yeah, but I think that the house numbers of like it's going to be bringing in a lot of the Mexican community, the younger generation that doesn't probably watch the Super Bowl, whether it's like teenage girls or like guys. They're going to be watching that for the halftime show now, you know, and obviously depending on what players or teams are playing, that affects the viewership too. But I mean, I just lean back, bro. It's really comfortable.
I mean, you were sitting there the whole time like so tense. I was like, he forgot how to do this. This is
I'm just
about,
like,
you know.
well, I mean, I kind of like leaning.
You got to
forward
lay down
and
like
then-
you're about to get some.
and
You
then-
know, right here, baby. Just go ahead. I'm gonna
Okay,
spread my legs right there. Go ahead. Go ahead and really don't be afraid to get in there.
No, bro, this is comfortable. This like I'm loving this little pillow. Everything.
So it's funny. We're gonna have this whole like pretty much this whole setup. The couch is gonna be out there. The plants are gonna be out there. The whole little table. The
and would
lights,
it be
everything.
a canopy?
Yeah, it's gonna be under the canopy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be under the canopy.
So when we do that live podcasting, it's gonna be in this space.
Yeah,
essentially?
pretty much. Yeah, pretty much the
So
same
we'll
way.
have the mic. Okay, cool. I kind of wanted to know if I had to bring a table or not.
No, we can bring this little one.
Okay, cool.
We'll figure out the little things that you need to bring. But
Are you gonna
yeah,
bring the carpet too?
yes, I am gonna bring the
bro,
carpet. I think the
yeah,
carpet's
that's
gonna
kinda
make it.
cool. Oh, it's gonna
make it
bring
a nice
it all
touch.
together. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. I like that.
So we'll do that, and you guys can come out and get a little bit of experience. Bring your friends. Be like, hey, this is my impersonation of girls who will have a girls' night or a sleepover and be like, bitch, we need to start a podcast. And be like, some girl who just got cheated on who was like, You know what? We need to talk about why men ain't shit and why men don't deserve second chances. This motherfucker was out here liking another girl's post, and it's like, I don't care if you like other bitches' posts, but I told you the one bitch who I don't want you to fucking like her pictures of,
Yeah.
you out here making me look stupid. What the fuck is wrong with you? And
now a podcast is born.
and there you go. You
Just
have
one episode.
and then you have one episode. You get it all out, and then
And the girl you started it with, you guys aren't friends. You hooked up with each other's man or like whatever. That's Bakersfield at least.
That's a Bakersfield podcast right there. So there
no,
you
but
go.
the amount of people.
See how easy that was?
The amount of people I can promise you like that know like I've either like produced podcasts or have my own or like helped yours. Like everyone says, "Hey, how should I start a podcast? Should I hit you up or what do I have to get or what do I have to do?" Like my podcast will be the best. Like it will take over. I'm just like, oh my god. It's like, all right. Yeah,
and then they give you 2 ideas, and I'm like, okay, give me like 5. Okay, you give me that idea. Give me that idea. Great, because everybody's got great ideas.
Yeah.
But how many? Can you do it every
Can
week?
you execute it?
Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna show up? Is your friend gonna show up? Is it?
My friends were at the studio and she's like, I'm gonna start a podcast. We should start a podcast. And then her sister, which is like a high school friend, was in there too and was like, yeah, hey, I'm gonna start a podcast too. And she's like, you have no personality. Like and the truth was it was like, you do need personality and like our friend is kind of like basic, So I was like, it wasn't a lie, but you do have to have charisma, attitude, like all those things to kind of bring it all together. You just can't just be some regular person. I feel like you have to like want it and bring those traits. So
And I think you can fool people for 2-3 episodes. You can be like, hey, that was really entertaining because this topic was good, and that's what you can spend a lot of time on. But can you do it every week? Can you do it for 6 months? Can you do it for a year? Can you do, like, is the people that you're involved with, are they as invested in you? Are they going to show up as well? Are they going to drive to LA and then come back the same day for the podcast and then head back to LA, all that stuff. So it really is. But you can get the little mini experience while we're there. And I'm actually that's probably one of the things that I'm really excited about. So good idea.
Bro, I'm so excited. I didn't know you were going to bring the full setup. So it kind of makes me a little happier. Like it gets to be the first thing everyone sees. It's a podcast anniversary. They see a podcast right when they walk in. And like it just brings the whole feeling and environment together.
I'm gonna bring in this whole wall right here. I'm taking these every single one of these down. No, but yeah. So, like I said, gonna be a fun night. Okay, so this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about. So, like on a more serious note, a few months ago, like everybody knows now, but I lost my sister to cancer, and we've talked about that. I'm not trying to bring that up, but Eric was one of the first people to like reach out, and he was one of the ones who, when things were kind of like at their lowest, and I don't know if so within 24 hours, I lost my sister and my dog. And, I was kind of off social media, and I forgot how we even got into the conversation, but like, I don't know if you noticed, you're like, hey, you haven't been posting nothing or something like that. I was just kind of like going through some stuff, and, you sent me a message that like really kind of uplifted me. And it's really hard, and you're a dog lover yourself. And, so I wanted to bring up the fact that you were one of the first people that was with me, but it brings me into this topic of, did you see that they are creating a new anti-aging drug for dogs that is set to launch next year? Did you hear about that?
I did not know about that.
So essentially there's going to be, their dogs can start taking it, like they're trying it with like older dogs, and basically it's going to start reversing or slowing down aging. And when I told you about like my dog situation, you're like, bro, because you had gone through it with the dog in the past.
It's still one of the hardest things I've ever dealt with.
Like I think, when we talked about it, you're like, I was like, I had never gone through it. And, I'm allergic to dogs, so I didn't really have dogs like growing up like that. But boy, it makes me wonder if I ever in my life want to go through that kind of pain. Why would I ever get a dog?
Yeah.
The 15 years of love and happiness and joy are almost not worth the moment that or the last few weeks of them suffering.
The day that it happened.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I still have my moments where I made a video of my Layla girl, and man, I cry every time I watch it. Like, that was like real quick. I don't want to like I don't want to spend too much time on this topic, but like, my border collie Layla, she was, everything I didn't want when I went to the
pound.
Yeah, the dog pound. I didn't want a girl. I didn't want an older dog. And for 2 days straight, I walked past her because I was still looking. Every dog I wanted, they're like, "Oh, that one's getting shipped out." But every time I went by her cage, she'd go on her back, and she just like, I'd pet her, wanted my attention. I was like, and for 2 days, I was just like, "Is this like the dog like that wants
Is this
me?"
meant to be?
And so
are
I
you
ended up
picking me?
I ended up getting her, bro, and all that energy she had at the cage over those 2 days was gone the moment she came out the cage. She was like shy, timid for like 2 weeks wouldn't eat dog snacks. And she just, you could feel how much she fell in love with me, that like I saved her and brought her like to that home.
That's crazy.
And like I still say that, like I've never, and to be honest, like this is like what I love about her. She was always my comfort, because a lot of people don't know, like when you're alone. I had my house by myself. I had just like got a divorce, and my dogs, like, but she was the only like woman, I guess you could say, in my life, you know? And she would always come up to me, bro. Sometimes she would annoy me where I'm like, "Girl, you want too much attention." And then like the moment like I lost her, I looked at every time, I was like, "Get away, Layla, like back off." Like I was like, I just wish I like let her have what she wanted.
Oh, I know. You think of every moment that you ever yelled at him, and you're like, "Why'd you pee there?" Or like, "Why are you barking in the middle of the night?" I remember. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would think about that, and I'm like, what I would give for to have you bark right now.
Bro.
Wake me up. Wake me up.
Bro, it's so, and like the way she used to, like, I used to be able to hold her, and then it makes you treat your other dogs a little bit better. My Gotti boy, I'm like, he would do something like, I'm never gonna hit this dog again. I will never spank this dog again.
Jesus, I'm never gonna tie you up and not feed you for a month again. I promise.
No, like, bro, my dog bit through my Canelo Alvarez signed glove.
Oh, like, damn,
bro, like. And like,
no food for 3 weeks.
No, I wasn't, honestly. I remember like I
probably why you ate. I mean, boy was just hungry, dog.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's hard, bro. And you're right. I think the first thought you have when you lose a dog is, I don't think I want another dog again.
Ever. And people struggle to grasp that concept, and I'm like, and I understand it, because you're like, man, there's nothing like the joy of having a dog. But the pain and agony of losing them is sheesh, man.
You know,
like,
and I think the hardest part is this, and we've talked about this. I think you put it in your posts. This, it's like, I hate to say this. Sometimes people could die like a human being, and you could be like, they were an asshole to everyone. Like, it's not that
I
you're
knew
like
the real you.
It's not like you didn't like them, or you're like saying like, I'm glad they're. It's just like you just probably don't mourn it. You're just whatever. It doesn't affect you, right? But like a dog literally like just wants to love you 24/7 unconditionally. You could spank your dog and be mad at it for days, and they still just want to wag their tail and be right next to you, be like, "Hey, I'm sorry, dad or mom, like, can you just like give me love again?" I'm like, that's all I want to give you. Like you know, they say 80% of dogs' dreams is them dreaming of you.
Yes, absolutely. It's like,
you're their life, bro.
Yeah, you know, and I brought this up in the past, where I don't know if I had talked to you about it, but basically, like, I have golf, I have my friends, I have my podcast, I have hiking, I have mountains, I have so many, and my family, so many things that I love and I enjoy that bring me happiness. And for them, that's it. They don't care about nothing. You give me food, you give me walks, and you give me you, and I don't need anything else. And it's just like, you're their whole life. When for us, we have so many options. You have girls in your life, or people that you're dating and seeing, and we have so many things that bring us joy and happiness. And for them, you're their joy and happiness, and that's crazy.
You feed them, you give them water, you shower them, you take them to the vet. They watch you clean up their poop. Like, you literally are their parent, you know, in every 100%. Single way. And they recognize it. So anyway, yeah, rest in peace, Layla girl. Love you.
So I'm excited to see how that works out, and I'm excited to. So this may be the thing that makes me able to get a dog somewhere in the future. I don't care how allergic I am. Like, if they can do like reverse aging, I want the dog to outlast me. I want the dog to bury me.
You need a hairless cat, honestly.
A hairless cat would be sick. Honestly, like
in San Diego.
I've had a lot of luck with pussy lately, but not that kind of, like cats, not the other kind.
Interesting choice of words on that.
Well, I mean, look, it's the first thing that came to my mind. It's not like the one thing that guys always think about.
My Doberman just had a puppy.
Yeah, what a transition. I don't care about your Doberman. We're talking about cats now, buddy. My Doberman. Shut the fuck up.
All right, shut his microphone off.
But yeah, so I mean, yeah, like it'll be exciting. Maybe I know a lot of people will love it. And imagine if this works. You're like, yeah, my dog is 15 and like on the verge of, you could see it slow down, struggling to get up, and then they start taking this medication, and then you start seeing it come back to life. That would be fucking incredible. That would be incredible. So that'd be exciting.
It would, man. But I got over that hump of like, I would never have a dog. I obviously have another dog, but yeah, it is a hard time though. But rest in peace to your baby though.
Let's get into our fun facts, or in case you didn't know. If you're tuning in for the first time, we do this I still sing it. I still haven't figured out how to do the sound pads on there, but I prefer my voice anyway. So it's these are your fun facts in case you didn't know. In case you didn't know, so if you guys are watching on YouTube, you can see this, but I put on the glasses. I was scared that I was gonna start crying. But I didn't. That. I held it on like a real man. Now I just look like Bad Bunny. El conejo malo. I'm gonna be at the Super Bowl, mamacita. Ya tú sabes. In case you didn't know, some prisons in Brazil allow inmates to read books to reduce their prison sentence. En caso de que no sabes. In case you didn't know, 3 days in the forest can boost cancer-killing cells by more than 80%. In case you didn't know. So get out there and do some hiking, man. And finally tonight, in case you didn't, this is probably why I'm so dumb and stupid. Listen to this. In case you didn't know, sitting in silence for 2 hours a day can trigger the growth of new brain cells. I don't ever shut the fuck up. So I've had the same brain cells since I was 6. This guy never shut. We want to produce more. Just say, even in my sleep, I probably talk in my sleep. I know, motherfucker, just go to bed, shut the fuck up for 2 minutes. But those are your fun facts here in case you didn't know. Before we wrap it up with a little trivia, tell us a little bit of what you've been up to before we wrap it up. I know you mentioned that you had like a little boxing media thing.
My boxing media
hold on,
brand.
actually, before I get into that, Canelo got his ass whooped, brother.
Oh,
Canelo got his ass whooped.
I've been calling that. I was thinking politically it would go to a draw, but I've been telling people for a year, like the whole time, even when this fight
But it's so nasty, bro.
I was like, Terrence Crawford is the best switch hitter in all boxing. He could fight orthodox or southpaw. He chose to fight him southpaw because Canelo has trouble with southpaws. And the thing is, the heavyweight division, it's easier to fight. This is boxing. Canelo can move up and fight these guys because, one, they're slower. And two, Canelo's a smaller guy and he's a great technical fighter. And he could take a punch and he can also give a really big punch on those guys that are standing a little bit more still, the higher weight classes. So they're better, easier fights for him. If I'm being honest, fighting someone his
tell
side.
that to when he fought Bivol. Bivol whooped his ass
was
too.
fast, but Bivol can move, and he was fast, and he's all those things in that weight class, and that's why when he fought someone like Terrence Crawford is it really was his size. If you ask me, probably a little stronger, and Terrence Crawford has a really like legit wrestling background. Like wrestlers are naturally very strong, like people. So when you get in there, people have said it. Like Earl Spence said, Terrence is strong, bro. He could push you around on that ring, and you could tell that he didn't let Canelo bully him. Anyway, long story short, I knew he could pick him apart like that. I was kind of worried, like to maybe put money on Terrence, just because you have that slight, like, fuck, man, Canelo can hit, and he's so good. But I knew Terrence was more fresh. Canelo's gonna start slowing down regardless. He has those years on him. He has the rounds. He has the fights. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So.
And by the way, another thing that I haven't mentioned is we still do the fight nights together. So y'all come out and check out the fight nights that we do with Bakersfield Combat Promotions. We just wrapped up one. What was it, like a month ago now?
In September.
Yeah, it was September.
No, I think it was in September or August.
It feels like it was a month. I feel like a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago is a solid time frame. But anyways, there should be, and I don't think we're allowed to talk about this or even if it's confirmed or official, but the next one should be pretty big, should be really exciting. So just keep an eye out for the next announcement of the next fight nights. Eric calls him. He's essentially the Joe Rogan of the whole thing. I'm up on the stage, so come out
Bruce
and
Buffer,
there you go. Oh, fuck Bruce Buffer.
Oh no, he's actually. It's time.
It's time.
Real quick, we'll just make it really fast. Like, do you enjoy doing that, or is it really stressful up there? I know if you're running around, you're reading shit that doesn't make sense.
So the first couple times I was scrambling, bro. Like I was like, what the hell am I doing?
I remember you'd even look at me like,
bro, I'm sweating and I drop. I'm gonna start weighing myself before and after. Well, you see, the suit that I had on was warm, and it was a warm day that day, and I was cooking.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first time I did it, I don't know, I must have messed up maybe a handful of times. And then the guys on the next, it was the same guys on the next one that helped me out, and they're like, okay, this is what we need to work on. This is what we need to do. And my personality did not show at all, because that's what I hang my hat on. It's like, I'm going to give you the information, but I'm also going to be entertaining. And my personality did not show the first time, maybe a little bit more the second time. But then by the third time, fourth time, I think now I'm starting to get into the rhythm where I could play with the audience, play with the crowd, and really hype it up. And I give myself like the same fighter's music gets me hyped up.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
it makes me want to get out, take the headphones off, and go in the ring.
You're like, come on, Vic, fuck you. Let's go. Right, me and you. We're the next fight. But I get it. Did you have like a learning curve that you struggled with? Or?
No, I feel like it was really natural because it was a dream kind of come true, like fantasy that I never would have thought like would happen. But once it happened.
What other fantasies do you have?
And like when we first
Fantasy's
did it, bro.
A wild word, brother.
I never once like overthought it. Never felt any like. And me and Chris, which is the other guy, he's more jujitsu. Like we kind of mix MMA and boxing, striking and ground work mentalities and perspectives. It just felt easy, bro. Like I try not to stress myself on stuff because I try to put myself in such a confident space where I'm like, it's gonna be fine. Like we're good, So I think the only thing really was. Some of the fighters like were upset after they rewatched the fights, like as in like we were almost just too honest. But me and homeboy were like, bro, like we're calling a fight.
Motherfucker, you're getting your ass whooped. Boy, don't get your ass whooped. Then I won't.
Yeah. Essentially, like some people were like, well, they were like, yeah, well, she should probably like work on some of these things.
You were really excited when I got knocked out.
So,
what's that about?
Bro, I mean, there's been some crazy things, but we kind of. Me and him, like they said, calm it down. We never honestly did. We were just like, we're giving our opinion, but we did try to, because some of the people were like, I don't want to come back if that's how the commentators are going to like.
No shit.
Yeah, like, so we.
I didn't know about that. That's crazy.
No one knows about it. Like, we didn't want it to be a thing where some people were like, we're just trying to come and have like an exhibition fight, whatever. So it's more of, we're still honest. It's just, I don't think that these changes, we're just kind of being maybe in a little bit more respectful manner of like, hey, you know what? You lost, but now you get to go back and work on these things and come back for the next one. And that's how we're always talking. I just guess some people didn't like, because there's this one girl I remember, like, she looked tough, tatted. I was like, oh, man, she's going to. I said, she looked like she could beat me up, And she went in there and got her ass demolished, I think, And so I don't think she liked that part of it was like, oh, man, she looks like a beast. Well, she couldn't.
I'm not going to lie. I think some of the girls out there really legitimately could have beat my ass.
Oh, 100%. I mean. So, but yeah, that was about it. Outside of that, it's like one of the coolest things I think we kind of actually, if I'm being honest, it kind of came like at least both of us through us sharing this podcast in a weird way. You got hit up by your boy. Then he's like, hey, what about Eric or whatever? I don't know how it fully came, but I know it was somewhat through the podcast,
Right.
How we kind of like both became a part of it.
Yep. Shout out Ricky for that.
Yeah. A lot of cool things have like come from this. I mean, people loved our interactions together, our
chemistry,
talks, everything. And it was right off the back. If people don't know, if you didn't know me and Vic after the first like 3 months we met, or when we started, honestly, the podcast, you'd have thought we've always known each other. Like we just talk.
That's a great point to bring up, because I did get a lot of people asking me. They're like, "Oh, this must be your lifetime friend," and I'm like, "Fuck no! I barely just met this guy. You guys are already in Miami. You guys are,
Should we talk about it? Like, I don't mind. Like a brief, like at the end, like when you kind of decided to, because I feel like that's like a small piece. People were like, "What is it?"
Well, I mean, go ahead. I'll let you take it. But.
No. So essentially, I feel like. I was putting a lot of time, like I was so busy at that time, and our time is like late nights, and it was becoming a struggle for me. And then I was like, hey, Like, how is this like really going? Your plan was to still move on. You're already working on another studio. Um, but I think that we didn't really know what the full direction was. I think you had a lot of ideas, and I was getting busy with a lot of my stuff. And I think like we kind of just came to agreement, like, all right, bro, like you're like, my plan was always to continue this, do more episodes, and get this thing like the ball rolling more. I was already
And
tightening in
yeah,
on once a week.
you were and you couldn't really add much more to your plate because
Yeah.
you had so many other things going on. So I was like, and it's funny because I had the other studio even before I met you. So the like I said, the plan was always to kind of like to take it to that studio eventually. So that's kind of how that whole thing happened. But I'm glad that we're able to like, like nothing really ever changed. I think you went
Yeah.
out to fantasy football with us, and
No,
that was
so
Nashville.
literally, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So I don't know if people thought like we had bad blood or anything like that, like because I feel like it was like, hey, what happened? And, like there was a couple like people messaging me like, what happened? Like Vic's doing this podcast, where are you at? Like I miss producer Eric, and I'm like, oh, like we're just kind of like both doing our own thing, and that's another like thing directed towards these podcast things, how hard it could be on, especially even not just doing it by yourself, but trying to incorporate multiple people. And our schedules didn't necessarily align as much as you wanted to like get more productive with this. And I think that like it led to everything it was supposed to be for you and for me. So like after we literally went to
Was that
Tennessee,
Nashville?
Nashville right after. Like
Because how many trips you did? Nashville and you did Miami.
Yeah,
Those are the only two.
yeah, but then
Okay.
we obviously have our new league. So I mean, we've been doing our own thing and like really striving like for the things that we've always talked about we want to do. And I think you've done really well. I think we kind of went back and forth for a while on like if I was gonna stay involved at the end. I was like, hey, like let's do this, and you're like, and I respect it, and you know this. You're like, this is my plan, this is my vision, and this is like what I want to do. Like if this is me when I'm moving on to my next studio, I'm like, do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you had it, you had your goal, you had your vision, and you like let it set the way you want it, you know? So kudos to you, bro. Like I and you know I'm a big believer in you.
So if anybody was concerned about it, like, I wonder what happened. I wonder if they ended up. We were fine the whole way, that
Yeah.
like through and through. And so yeah, but that's interesting there. But I'm glad that everything worked out, and like we can still do fun things like that, and you're gonna
Yeah.
be there on Friday.
But
But
this is like so cool being back, honestly. It feels good. Like again, it just kind
like
of
we never like it
Yeah.
never. If we could have this kind of chemistry when we didn't know each other, it's like now that we're friends, it's just like
Yeah.
you just pick up the fucking mic and let's go.
It almost feels like we should probably actually just start doing the Vic, D, and Eric podcast again. Like,
Like, hey, make it nasty,
Yeah.
make it nasty.
Yeah.
You are a big 2000s. That's one of the things that I always take away from you. You love the 2000s. You went to a 2000s party recently, so I thought I'd have a trivia question for you based off the 2000s.
Okay.
How does that sound?
I'm good.
Now the pressure's on because this is your era right here.
I just did Nelly. Did the band.
Did you?
Yeah, that
That's
was
a
like,
wild thing
but
to
that-
admit on the podcast.
but
I
that-
just did Nelly.
that-
Wild. Okay.
I
what
was
else do you want to
Nelly
admit?
for the 2000 themed party, and it's funny. No one could see the Band-Aid. It literally blended in with my skin color, bro. I was so pissed off. I was like, I should have got an all white one or something. I was so mad, bro. I was so mad. I'll send you a picture of it so you can clip it in right here, bro. I was
That
so
is
upset.
crazy.
Yeah.
That is funny. So let's get into our trivia question that you were, I think, did you ever get one? You might have gotten one or two. You always got really close.
I think I got one. There had to have been one, and it might have been when you gave me an extra hint, but I still got one.
So here's the trivia question this week for Eric, 2000s guy, savant. In the early 2000s, this was the most traded snack in schools.
Snap or
So
snack?
Snacks. So
Snacks.
when like you bring snacks and you're like, ooh, I like that one. I'll trade you for this.
Okay.
In the early 2000s, this was the most traded snack in schools. What is it?
And when they say early 2000, is that like a 2000 to
I'd say
2001 to 2006 type of thing?
Yeah, I'd probably say like 2001 to like 2007 ish. You're
Okay.
thinking along the right lines, yes.
Okay. Dang. I don't want to say this out loud because I'm thinking of one, and let me just try to think of another. Does this have anything to do with if you were broke or like somewhat rich? Because We did not have money, bro, in junior high.
No,
elementary.
this isn't necessarily a fancy snack or anything like that.
Okay,
Just think of
okay.
like the classic after school or lunch snacks that they throw in your bag.
Okay. Freak, man, this is really hurting me right now that I can't. I feel like I'm struggling like in the old episode.
Start listing the popular snacks that we had back in the day.
I know I'm going through that in my head, and it's
When I tell you, you're gonna be pissed. You're
I
gonna be
know,
like, "Damn it."
I know.
Which is my favorite part, honestly.
Traded snacks.
I did Nelly. What?
Are chips considered snacks?
Yes, they are, but
Okay.
not the correct answer.
Okay. I mean, like I was gonna think of a particular style of like chips, but
So I'm gonna give you a hint here now that
Okay.
you are kind of thinking along the right lines. It's not a chip, but it is a snack of that type. But think sweets, candy, I guess. Give up.
Then give me one more second.
All right. He did Nelly, and that was a wild thing. We did not have that written down. I did Nelly. Does Nelly have AIDS? Is that ever true?
No, that was Usher. Oh no, Usher had herpes. He has herpes. That doesn't go away.
Is that a real thing? Does he
Usher,
really?
he had to pay out a settlement. He gave a girl herpes and never let her know that he had it, even though he had already known he had it. Yeah.
Damn. That
all
is
you
wild.
girls that have that cherry in your mouth. Let me think. Okay, I'm gonna let you do it after this. This is stupid, bro. I want to say Lunchables. I just remember we wanted Lunchables so bad when we were kids, but I know it's not chips. I know it's along those lines. You said sweet. Fuck, man. Peanuts?
No, not peanut. Not
Damn,
peanut. You're way
peanuts.
off. So my initial guess was fruit roll-ups, and it wasn't that. It was fruit gushers. Fruit gushers. Yes.
Yeah.
In the
Fruit
early
Gushers.
2000s, this was
Gushers
the
were
most
fire.
traded snack, fruit gushers.
Fruit Gushers were good.
There you go. Well, hey, Eric, thank you so much for joining us on our 2-year anniversary podcast. Tomorrow night, join us. Still time to RSVP. Hit the link in my Instagram, on his Instagram.
Yep.
Just RSVP. Just pull up. Even if you don't RSVP and you find yourself downtown, just pull up. We'll be there.
Yeah.
And
No cover charge. That should be said, right?
yep, no cover charge, completely free.
Okay.
I will say this: it's an all black event. So
Wait,
I don't know.
what?
Yes, it's an all black event. So you actually came ready. Just wear this.
Oh, I thought you meant like skin color. Okay,
Come on,
cool. Well, I
this
mean,
is,
I'm just kidding.
You're not Nelly. This is not Nelly jokes. But yeah, it's an all black event. It said it on the RSVP, but I don't know if some people missed it or not. But all black, please, all black casual, not like suit and tie, but just all black casual. And there's a reason why we're doing that. And you'll see when we arrive there tomorrow. So
He's throwing white paint on everybody.
I'm like, hey, white paint, close to white paint, but everybody gets a little bit of that. We'll see you tomorrow night. Y'all have a great night. Sleep good. Que sueñen los angelitos. Check out Eric on Life of Vivera.
Yeah.
I'm at Vic T Radio. Follow the podcast. Subscribe on everything. I love you. Say it back. It was good to see you, man.
Peace, you too.
Whew. Okay, now that we're off, I fucking hate you, man. We can be honest now.
I wondered how it felt like.